tell, then you see the road. I'm out to my soul into the sides whenever the smoke clear out of my face and my picture perfect. Do it. All of that green together, the truth, yeah. Tell you the.
Hello and welcome back, fellow anime lovers, to Cypherfics. I am delighted to have you join us once again in the world of fanfiction and fantasy. This is the second part of, What If Dannyphantom Meets Helltaker? Special note, this fanfic is written and a masterpiece of Phantom Fan 21 on FANFICTIONnet. Do check and support the author too. Now smash the like, share and subscribe button for more. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss such great parts. Thanks for the introduction. Now let's dive into the world. Jazz opens her eyes and looks around. She could clearly see that she wasn't in Amity Park. In fact, she had no clue where she was. Strata? Jazz asked. Oh, just my little place I like to go now and then, Strata said before looking over Jazz. We better change up your look. Lucky for you, I got just the thing. She said. Jazz stood there confused before Strata hands her what appear to be spare clothes of her own. What? Strata. You said that you wouldn't turn me into you. Jazz said. And I'm not. But the people there don't take kindly to nerds. Strata said, pointing at a building behind them. I'm not a nerd. Jazz shouted. Sure. Just get change, and follow my lead. As long as you're with me, no one would dare mess with you. Strata said. Jazz sighs and found a rock she could use. She made sure it was clear before looking at Strata. Fine. Don't peek on me. She said and went behind the rock. Strata leans on the rock and smokes her cig. It didn't take long before Jazz steps out, wearing her red shirt and black pants. She didn't have the necklace or any of the bands on her. Strata looks at her and smirks. Okay, not bad. But there is one more thing. She said before moving some of Jazz's hair in front of her right eye. Strata, Jazz said, going to move her hair back. Nah. You need to follow my lead. Keep your hair like that. She said before remembering something else. She reaches behind her, and pulls out a knife, and hands it to Jazz. Some of the guys in there can get a little touchy. Keep this to protect yourself. Trust me on that. Strata said. Jazz could see she was serious and took the knife. She never uses one, but if it was to keep herself safe, she might as well. What is this place? She asked. Punk's Palace. No nerds allows. Strata said. And where are we? Jazz asked again. Sweetie, welcome to hell, Strata said and pulled Jazz towards the building. Once inside, Jazz could see many demons that dress and look just like Punk. She even notices some demons just walking around and flirting with others. Some even started fights over a girl. Jazz looks at Strata, but she just smirks. Z. A demon said. Yo. Claire. How's it hanging? Strata said before they started their special handshake. They shook their hands before fist bumping and ending it with their arms slamming together. And who's this? Claire asked, spotting Jazz. Oh, this is Jasmine. She's new. Strata said. Jasmine, huh? Nice name. Claire said. You can call me Jazz. Jazz said, unsure. Jazz, huh? Not much of a punk name. Claire said. Oh, she's not a punk. She doesn't even want to be one, but I thought she could at least get a taste of it. Strata said. Well, as long as she's not a nerd, then she's welcome here anytime, Claire said. What do you guys have against them, anyway? Jazz asked. Nothing personal, but they make things pretty boring, Claire said. And Claire, I gave her my knife. I like this one, so she's mine. Strata said. Fine with me. She's a cutie, Claire said and winks at her. She then walks away and turns to Zdrada. Is she started to ask. Yep. But don't worry, she won't take any newcomers. Zdrada said before leading Jazz through the building. Hey Z. Another demon said. What's up? Zdrada said. Is that a human? Another demon whispers. What is a human doing here? A third asked. It's a girl. A fourth spoke up. She looks cute. A fifth said. Sorry, everyone. She's mine. Zdrada said. What does that mean? Jazz asked. Most of these demons are perverts, and some are ready to drag you in bed the first minute they lay eyes on you, Zdrada warns her. Is that why you gave me a knife? Jazz asked. That is only part of it. Trust me, I know you're Danny's sister, and I promised myself that I wouldn't let any harm fall on you. Zdrada said. Jazz was surprised. Zdrada drags her here to have fun, but she knew that she didn't want to be part of anything of this. And she didn't want her to get hurt. Did Zdrada secretly care about those she was close to? Hey, Z. If she's yours, then where's your proof? A demon said. Zdrada smirks and surprises Jazz by pulling her into a kiss. Jazz just stood there shocked, as many demons groan at them. Zdrada broke the kiss and smiles at Jazz. Congratulations, you're now a lesbian, Zdrada said, smirking. Zdrada. Jazz shouted, pushing her away. She just laughs and puts her cig in her mouth. Jazz sighs and turns from Zdrada. She was kissed by a girl, and not just any girl, a demon. Jazz felt her lips and couldn't help to be surprised by it. She knew that Zdrada was a smoker, but it felt as she never smokes in her life. She for some reason like it. Jazz shook her head. She only did that to keep the others away from her. Yo, Z. Where have you been anyway? A demon asked. Only, just hanging out with my sister in the human world, Zdrada said. The human world? Another demon shouted. And your sister? A third said. Where do you think she from? Zdrada asked, putting her arm around Jazz's shoulders. But, if she from the human world, then why? A demon asked. Just trying to show her a little fun, Zdrada said, smirking. By fun, you mean claiming her? A demon said. Nah, she's too young. Besides, I want to take my time with her. Zdrada said. I thought you weren't a lesbian. Another asked. I'm not, but that doesn't stop me, Zdrada said. Jazz had enough. She removes her arm and looks at her. Look, Zdrada, I understand you want to spend time with me, but you can't just drag me into things like this. I know, you're a demon and this is something you do, but I'm not you. Thank you for the warnings about this place, but I like to go home now. Jazz said. Oh, come on. You just got here. Lightly up, will you? A demon asked. Look, I was already told that I'm not supposed to be here. I don't want to be a demon or a punk. So, it was nice to meet you all, but I can't stay. Jazz said. Are you a nerd? A demon asked. Just because I'm studying to become a psychologist doesn't mean I'm a nerd. Jazz shouted. A psychologist? Jazz turns and saw Claire standing behind her. Claire looks down at her and growled. SHT. Zdrada groans. So, you want to be one of those people that wants to change how we act? Claire asked. No, just talk about how they feel towards others. Jazz said. SHT. Zdrada shouted in thought. Claire then grabs Jazz by the shirt and lifts her. You're cute for a human and you would make a tasty snack. She said. Jazz was shocked and saw her open her mouth that was filled with razor-sharp teeth. She then remembers the knife that Zdrada gave her and quickly pulls it out and stabs her arm. Claire shouts as she drops Jazz. Zdrada wasted no time in rushing over and grabbing Jazz before rushing away from the other demons that were going to attack her. I said, this was a place for punks. Zdrada shouted. And I'm not a punk. Jazz shouted. Well, you just got yourself on the menu. A nerd would just get kicked out and threatened to never return. Anyone that tries to get demons to talk about their feelings is a meal. Zdrada shouted. That would have been nice to know ahead of time. Jazz shouted. Zdrada ran towards the exit, knowing that some of them wouldn't dare head outside. Plus, she couldn't use her powers to get them both out when in the building. There was a special charm that keeps demons from using their powers from causing too much trouble. She then stops as some demons block the exit. Zdrada, give us the girl, Claire said. Can't. She got a family. Zdrada said. Don't make me add you to the menu as well. Claire said. Zdrada knew this was trouble. She needed to call her sister. However, the doors behind the demons started to glow and everyone looks at them. The doors burst open, getting knocked off their hinges and slamming into a few demons. Everyone looks and saw Malina standing there, very angry. Zdrada. She shouted before running over towards her sister and punched her so hard, she was spitting up blood. Jazz was shocked as Zdrada wiped some of the blood off her. Hey, Malinka. She said. Shut up. You are in big trouble. Malina shouted. You can punish me after we get Jazz out of here. She just put herself on the menu. Zdrada said. She's not going anywhere. Claire said, stepping towards Jazz. Jazz quickly ran over to the sisters, knowing that she was safer with them. Zdrada's right, Malina. Just get me back to Earth. Jazz said. Malina sighs and faces her sister. Zdrada smirks and, held up her palm. Malina sighs as she places her palm on hers. Soon a burst of energy appears and surrounds them. When it fades, the girls know as Malina and Zdrada were gone. Now there stood one demon, who looks nothing like the two. Jazz looks surprised, and the demon looks at her. The demon killer, Claire said, backing away. It turns back and growls at her. It then charges at the demon and screams was heard throughout the building. Malina and Zdrada were back at the apartment, both of them discarding their bloody clothes, leaving them in their underwear. Jazz stood outside of their bathroom as Lucifer walks up to her. Jazz, I normally don't say this, but I'm sorry about what Zdrada did to you. I'll assure you that she will be punished for this. She said. She really lives up to her title, does she? Jazz asked. Yes. And she is one of the more powerful demons in hell. Lucifer said. She did try to get me to safety. So, I'm not too upset with her. Jazz said. Lucifer nodded. She hands Jazz her clothes and leads her to another bathroom. Inside the bathroom, Malina lands a punch on her sister, knocking her to the ground. Are you stupid? What were you thinking, taking her there? She shouted. I just want her to have some fun, Malina said. BS. You know when we formed that thing, our thoughts are connected. You didn't take her there to have fun. You wanted to turn her into you. Malina shouted. Right, I forgot about that part, Zdrada said. And for your punishment. Not only are you not allowed to smoke for a whole month, but you also can't be to anyone. Lucifer already agreed to it. Malina said. What? I have to be. It's my title. Zdrada said, shocked. And you've been living that title for too long. You don't even act like a sister anymore. Malina shouted. Malina. Zdrada shouted. Deal with it. I already told Danny what you did and he's not happy. He's glad to see that his sister's safe, but it's your fault, to begin with. Malina shouted. Zdrada looks away and sighs. Fine, but only because it's you. She said. Good. And Danny is coming over later. You better be nice this time. Malina said. So, did you ask him? Strada asked. Malina sighs, as she knew that Strada read her mind as well when they formed that demon. No. I'm trying to, Malina said. Then just walk up and ask him. If he says no, then it's his loss. Strada said. Why are you pushing me to him? Malina asked. Malina, I might act like AB, but I still care for you. We've been together since we were kids. I just want you to be happy. She said. Malina sighs and they heard a knock on the door. Alright you two, I got you two some fresh pair of clothes. Get dressed and, no, Zdarda, you can't walk around the apartment in your underwear. Lucifer's voice said through the door. Zdrada sighs and grabs their clothes through the crack. She really messes up and she had a lot to make up for it. Azazel walks through the town as she tries to keep herself calm. She recalls Lucifer telling her to get outside and get some fresh air. She couldn't believe how much she learns about each demon girl. She got so many notes and maybe more. She then thought about Danny. They met in hell, and he became her friend. She even looks up most of the fights he was in and learns that people blame him because of what they believe. She even learns from Pandemonica that he wasn't meant to be in hell. He was already meant to go to heaven. Azazel wonders if they did meet in heaven, would he still try to become friends with her? She knew Danny tries to make time for her, but it was hard for him to please 9 girls at once. She had thought about heading over to his place a few times, but her studies just kept coming up. She also notices that a few of the girls had taken a shine to Danny. She sighs and then bumps into someone. Sorry. She quickly said before she saw the person. Cadet Azazel. General. She shouted surprise and stood attention. Your first report is overdue. And what are you doing on Earth? She asked. Sorry, ma'am. I did travel to hell as you order, and I end up moving to Earth to live with some demons I met. I've been getting so much, I wasn't sure if, Azazel started to explain before she was hit on the head. No excuses. The general shouted. Azazel just stood there, rubbing her head. If there was one thing she was glad about being away from heaven, is that she didn't have to deal with her general. She tries her best, but she always seems to be the one that gets punished, even when she does something right. Now, I want you to go back to where you're staying and get your things. You're coming back to heaven. She said. Yes, ma'am. Azazel sighs. She turns to head back to the apartment before hearing an alarm go off. Her eyes widen as she knew what that was for. She quickly runs towards the sound, knowing that some people might be in trouble. Azazel. Get back here. The general shouted. Can't. There's been an attack. I need to make sure everyone is safe. Azazel said. The general sighs and follows after her. It was an angel's job to make sure no one is hurt. Azazel notices the damaged area and quickly looks for anyone that didn't get away. She then heard the sound of fighting and looks up to see Danny, in his ghost form, fighting what appears to be some kind of ghost lizard. Danny was then smacked by the tail and knocks towards the ground. Azazel runs up and checks on him. Are you okay? She asked. Azazel? What are you doing here? He asked her. I heard the alarm go off. I came to make sure no one was hurt. She answers him. Most people run at the sight of a ghost attack, but still, thanks, Danny said, smiling. Cadet Azazel. They both turn and saw the angel general walks up to them. Who's that? Danny asked her. My general, Azazel said, before standing attention again. Ma'am. She said. I thought you were looking for people that were hurt. She said. I was. I am. Azazel said before she was hit in the head again. You were not. The general shouted. Danny didn't like that. Azazel was checking on him, meaning she was doing her job. He quickly remembers. His and turns to fight the ghost, but it had flown off during the exchange. Drats. Now I got to find it before someone gets hurts. He said. Sorry, Azazel said. Hey, it's not your fault, Danny said, smiling at her. Azazel gave a smile back before she was hit on the head again. I gave you an order. The general said. What is she talking about? Danny asked. I have to go back to heaven. She said sadly. What? Why? Danny asked. I failed to turn in my first report, Azazel said. Wait, what? Azazel, you told me that even if you did, no one would believe you. Why should you go back because of a fail report? Danny said. She blinks and recalls telling Danny about what she learns and how it would be hard for the angels in heaven to believe her. It was the main reason she didn't send them. And if I recall correctly, doesn't God watch over you? Danny asked. Azazel thought about it and knew Danny was right. She didn't have to send her reports because God already knew. The general, on the other hand, hits her head again. God put me in charge of you, Azazel. All reports are supposed to go through me first. She said. Danny had enough and steps in front of Azazel. Then why did you send her to hell alone? It's a dangerous place and even an angel can become corrupted from just being there. He asked. That's not of your business. The general shouted. If it involves my friend, then it is my business. Danny told her. Friend? The general asked. Yes, Azazel told me that she doesn't have any friends in heaven. She's even being treated like she the lowest angel there is. I know how she feels. That's why I chose to be her friend. Danny said. Azazel blinks. She recalls Danny doing that for her. She sometimes prays to God that she won't lose her first friend. And she still doesn't want to lose that. I'm staying. She said. What? The general asked. I'm staying. God already got my reports, and I have been talking to him. I have asked to remain on earth for as long as I want. He allowed it. Azazel said. He allowed it? The general shouted. Azazel nods and the general goes to hit her head again, but Danny caught her arm. Enough. If God is letting Azazel stay, then you can't make her leave. It's God's word over yours. He said. The general sighs and pulls her arm away. She turns and walks away from them. Very well, if our Father wishes it, then it shall be so. She said before a white light covers her. She turns back to Azazel and added one last thing. Fallen. She said and disappears. Azazel looks down, and Danny notices. Azazel? What's wrong? He asked. Nothing. I'll see you later. She said, and walks away. Danny was ready to go after her but remember about the ghost he had to catch first. He looks at Azazel before flying off. Not knowing that someone was watching them on the rooftop. Azazel made it back to the apartment in sighs. She walks past Cerberus, not even taking in what they were planning to corrupt people with. She even walks past Modius, who was reading another romance book. She walks up to her room and looks in it. Unlike the others, which had their rooms red and black, hers was white with golden highlights. She even had a few crosses on the walls. Most of the girls stay away from her room because of the holy items she had. She walks over and sat on her bed. She heard a knock and Lucifer walks in. She was nearly repealed from the holy items, but power through them. Azazel? What's wrong? She asked. I had a run-in with another angel. She was going to take me back to heaven. I was able to convince her to let me stay, but she calls me a fallen. Azazel said. A fallen? Lucifer asked. Yes, it a term for an angel that no longer follows heaven. It was named after you, Lucifer, the fallen angel. She said. Listen, Azazel. What happened to me was my own fault. I don't admit that very much, but don't let something like that get to you. I even heard that Danny thinks you are an amazing angel. Lucifer said. He does? She asked. Yes. You might be hanging around a lot of demons, but the way he treats us is the reason why you're not becoming a demon yourself. Lucifer said. Azazel blinks. Danny was treating them differently and was the main reason she didn't become a demon herself. What do you mean? She asked. Azazel, if Danny never got sent to hell and met us, you would have been fully corrupted and became a demon. He treats all of us as people. He even treats you like someone that needs a friend. Lucifer said, trying not to be too gross out about this mushy stuff. Azazel looks at her floor. He was treated her like a friend. That all she ever wanted, a friend. Thanks, Lucifer. I guess there's still a bit of an angel in you. She said, smiling. Hey. I'm the queen of hell. There is no angel in me. Lucifer shouted, making Azazel laugh. Lucifer huffs and went to leave the room. The holy items were starting to take a toll on her. Hey, Lucifer. She stops and looks back at Azazel. Thanks. She said. Lucifer sighs and left the room. Azazel sighs and got on her knees before clasping her hands together and started to pray. She opens her eyes to find herself in heaven and looks up to see a bright light. She stood up and heard a voice. Azazel, my child. Father. She said and bows a bit. I have heard your prayers. I've decided to talk to you face to face. Oh. I thought you would be too busy. Azazel said, surprised. Oh, I always make time for everyone. I've been watching you grow since you left heaven. Azazel looks down but could feel a hand lift her head back up. Now, my child. I'm not disappointed. I'm quite pleased with how my first child is doing what she could to help you. First child, you mean Lucifer? Azazel asked. She could feel a nod coming from the light. I also notice you taken a likely to the human boy that is bond for heaven. Daniel? He's nice to me. And he treats me like a friend. She said. And I knew that's what you wanted when you were born, a friend. He has a good heart, and he's reforming some of the demons he meets. Father, I need to confess my sins. Azazel said. Speak to me. I've been taking part in some of the demons' actives and I enjoy them. I don't want to give up my loyalty to you, but I fear that I might. She said. Azazel, I will love you no matter what. Even when I created Lucifer, I knew she wasn't perfect and wouldn't follow my ways. When I had to throw her out from heaven along with the angels that follow her, I wasn't pleased with myself. Many can claim that I don't love them, but that's not true. Even now, I still care and love Lucifer, even when she tries to corrupt people. Even if you do become a demon, I will always love you, Azazel. Azazel couldn't stop her tears from falling and felt a body wrap around her. She hugs the body back and felt a hand wipe her tears away. You have my blessing, Azazel. Thank you, Father. She said. Azazel opens her eyes and saw she was back in her room. She could still feel the tears in her eyes and wiped them away. She stood up and saw her phone. Danny was able to get her one and place a cross sticker on it. He even taught her how to use it. She opens it and started up a text. Hey, Daniel. Are you busy? She waited until she got a text reply back. No, just caught the ghost I was looking for. I'm surprised you're using your phone. Azazel just smiles and started to text again. Is it alright if I come over to your place tonight? I want to spend time together. Sure. And do forgive my family if we don't seem close to God. That's fine. I'm sure he understands. As do I. Okay then, see you tonight. Azazel closes her phone and sighs. She now knew why the girls had taken a shine to him. She smiles and pulls out her notepad. She flips to a new page and started to write. Danny Fenton. Species, hybrid. Born human, and became a ghost by accident. Lucifer groans as she woke up from a long night of sleep. Even since meeting Danny and leaving Hell, her life had been a huge change. She was once the queen of Hell, and now she was more like a mother to some of the demons that followers her. But she didn't seem to mind too much. She got to meet a very cute and very handsome human boy. And now they were dating, short of. Lucifer really hasn't gone on a date with him yet and did find out that Malina had asked him first. She knew that Modius, Malina, and Cerberus all had feelings for him like her. And even she hasn't said anything, Judgement had feelings for him too. She wasn't sure about the rest of the girls, but she can worry about it later. She got out of bed and stretches. She knew that Danny was going to come over later, and based on the ghost attacks last night, take a bit of a nap. She thought back to their first time and sighs. I'm such a hopeless fool. I really want to take him again. Lucifer said and put on her clothes. She walks down to the kitchen and started to make some pancakes. She was surprised by how easy they were to make, but she could never get that flip motion down. Danny had tried to help her, but it always ends up on the ceiling, or in her face. There were a few times Danny couldn't hold back his laughter when that happened. Still, he continues to help her in every way he can. She then heard a dog-like bark and saw Cerberus running in the kitchen, each of them trying to tear apart a newspaper. Lucifer sighs and grabs it from them. The paper came. I hope it talks about Mr. Danny again. They said. Lucifer rolls her eyes. Since living on Earth, she learns that a newspaper covering many things. Most of the time, they were false things. Just about all the time, they covered Danny in his ghost form. She looks at the cover and saw it wasn't Danny this time. It was covering a man named Vlad Masters, one of the richest people in the world. Vlad Masters is hosting the 16th CEO party for all business owners. It will be held later today at the mayor's office. A CEO party? Lucifer said. She was a CEO, and it was open to all CEO people. Maybe she could have some fun. She was snapped from her thoughts when she heard a door open and close. Mr. Danny. Cerberus yelled and ran towards it. Lucifer just sighs and puts the paper down. She might as make sure he gets his rest. It was about an hour later, that Danny got his rest and was in the kitchen with Lucifer. He did their greeting and started to help her make more pancakes. Hey, Lucifer. Why do you like pancakes so much? Danny asked her. Can't remember. I think my first time having one was back when they were first made. Lucifer said. That made Danny remember that the girls were far older than they appear. He quickly removes any thoughts about that. He notices the paper nearby and groans. Danny? What's wrong? Lucifer asked. Sorry, it's nothing, Danny said. Lucifer raises an eyebrow but decides to not push it. She did learn that Danny can be very stubborn. Which, she won't lie. She likes him like that. That made her remember something else. It was finally finished and she'd been wanting to give it to him. She took off her apron, and Danny notices her cleaning up a little. Lucifer? He asked. Wait here. I have something for you. She said. Danny blinks as Lucifer rushes off. She returns a few minutes later and hands Danny a box. Sorry, didn't have time to wrap it. She said. Danny opens the box and saw a red and black suit inside. The suit was different from the one Justices leads him. It had black pants and shoes. The shirt was red and appeared to be a t-shirt. It even had a black tie. The black jacket looks like Lucifer's, only her pin was not on it. I made the suit myself. It cost me my fingers, but I was able to sew it. She said. You made this. For me? Danny asked. Yes, Lucifer said. Danny looks at the suit and had to admit that it was very well made. He never got something like this before. I made the tie so you could just slip it on, Lucifer added, knowing how hard it was for him to tie one. She was surprised when Danny hugs her. Her face turns red as she felt Danny's body on hers. Thanks, Lucifer. He said. Sure. Just go try it on. She said, trying to keep herself from shuddering. Danny nods and heads towards the bathroom. Once he was gone, Lucifer fell to her knees and was breathing hard. She then seems to grab where her heart was and could feel it trying to leap out of her chest. She had Danny touch and hugs her many times, but that time just felt so different. The warmth she felt was far greater than those other times. It felt as if he really happy. So happy that it touches her once black heart. That felt so good. Oh my God. I want more of that. Lucifer whispers to herself. She then took a breath to calm down and got back up. She loves Danny, and there were thoughts about turning him into a demon, like herself, but she had decided against it. She liked him more this way. She then sighs and turns, only to be scared by Modius, who appears from nowhere. Modius. What did I say about appears out of the blue like that? Lucifer yelled. I sense love. She said, ignoring her question. Modius, we all like him. That's not secret. Lucifer said, rolling her eyes. You did claim him. Modius said. I was just being myself. Lucifer plays off. I sense you want to again. Modius said. Modius, don't you have something to do? Lucifer said. Modius nods and started to walk away from her. Lucifer sighs and leads on the counter. And don't go peeking on Danny. She shouted. After showing off the suit, Danny had to return home, saying that his family got invited to a party. Lucifer put on her suit. She then notices Justice standing by her door. So, you're heading for that CEO party? She asked. Yes, I'm the CEO of Hell after all, Lucifer said, making sure her tie was on straight. I heard that only invited members can join. Justice brought up, smiling at her. Oh, I'm invited. I just invited myself. Lucifer said. There's the devil we know. Justice laughs. I'm leaving you in charge. I want this place to be standing in one piece when I get back, Lucifer said. Sure thing, Lucy, Justice said. Lucifer groans. She never liked that nickname. It always brought up her rival, Beelzebub. She was glad that she was able to banish her to the abyss after Justice took care of her. It didn't take her long to reach the mayor's office and saw that there were some guards checking people. She looks around and saw no one was watching. She uses a bit of her powers to slip past the guards and enter the building. Lucifer looks around and saw many people. She takes a glass of wine and started to walk around. She spotted some food and decides to help herself. Well, I have never seen you around before. Lucifer looks up and notices a well-dressed man. I take it you're host of this party? She asked. Yes, Vlad Masters. He said, holding out his hand. Lucifer devil. She said back. Lucifer could easily sense this man's sins. All the money he had wasn't really his, he stole it. She could also sense the same powers that Danny has, but his powers were a bit weaker. Oh. I've been hearing about demons being in Amity Park. Part of me thinks it a joke. Vlad said. Oh, it no joke. Through, I thought people would be wary of me, considering my name. Lucifer said. Well, when you are attacked by ghosts so many times, finding out demons are here is not much of a surprise, Vlad said. Really? Lucifer asked. Vlad nods before a loud voice echoes the room. Vladdy. Vlad couldn't stop from flinching as he turns and saw the phantoms. Lucifer was surprised to see them too, and Danny was wearing the suit she gave him. Danny looked surprised to see her as well. Jack and Maddie. Welcome, I'm glad you can make it. Vlad said, walking up to them. I'm just shocked you would invite us to your party, Jack said. Well, you two are the founder-owners of Fenton Works. Therefore, you are the CEOs. Vlad explains. Danny ignores Vlad and walks over to Lucifer. Hey, there Danny. She said. What are you doing here? Danny asked. I heard about this party and came to see it for myself. Just a little sad that there are no pancakes. Lucifer said. So, I take it you know this girl? Vlad asked. Yes, it's actually a long story, Jack said and explained it to Vlad. Vlad was very shocked to hear all of it. Someone had sent Danny to hell, and he ended up meeting and befriending 8 demon girls and an angel. He was now making time for them each day because he promises them. That explains why Daniel was seen for 3 days, Vlad said, thinking. Lucifer notices Danny glaring at Vlad and could sense these two didn't have a good history. Mr. and Mrs. Fenton's. Do you mind if me and your son hang out for a bit? Don't worry, I don't plan on doing anything to him. She asked. Well, you have been treating Danny fair, I don't see a problem with it. Maddie said. Thank you, and I once again apologizes for Zdrada's actions towards your daughter, Lucifer said, before leading Danny away from them. Danny blinks as Lucifer leads him to a different room, away from people and prying ears. Once they were in the clear, Lucifer turns and surprised Danny with a kiss on his lips. Danny just stood there shocked before she broke it. Sorry, I've been wanting to do that for some time now. Payback for that hug you gave me. She said. Danny could only blush as he recalls getting too excited and hugs her without a second thought. Sorry, I never got a gift that wasn't from my mother or sister, Danny said. Lucifer raises an eyebrow. No one gave him a gift. She looks ready to speak before feeling someone watching them. She sighs and reaches behind a nearby wall, and pulls out Sam. Sam? Danny asked, shocked. Do we have to teach you another lesson? Lucifer asked her. Sam, what are you doing here? Danny asked. Danny, why are you with her? Sam asked. Sam, I didn't expect to see her here. I'm surprised to see her. Danny said. And your reason? As far as I know, your family isn't the CEO of any business. Lucifer said. My parents drag me here. They keep saying that I can make better friends than the ones I have now. Sam said. Lucifer looks at Danny, and he sighs. Sam's parents don't like me or Tucker. They hate my family even more. Danny said. Let me guess, their money made them see the world in their own view? Lucifer asked. Pretty much. Danny nodded. Lucifer sighs and knew that money was sometimes the root of all greed. She then lets go of Sam and looks down at her. You need to stop spying on me and the others. The last thing I want is to hurt you so bad that you will never heal from it. Lucifer said. She's a demon. You can't trust her. Sam shouted towards Danny. Sam, I'm getting tired of telling you every time you do this. I got to know them. Yes, they are demons, and they do the things they do because it's how they are. They haven't done anything to me because they are getting to know me as well. I'm not treating them differently because they're demons. It's about what's inside that counts. Did you forget about me being unique? Danny asked. Unique? Lucifer asked, confused. Sam is the one that gave me my powers. Though it was an accident. Danny told her. Lucifer looks at him and could see the smug look on her face. She rolls her eyes and walks over to Danny, and pulls him into another kiss. Danny was shocked again, and Sam growls. Jealousy is so overrated. She said, breaking the kiss. I'm not jealous. Sam shouted. Yes, you are. And denying it isn't helping. You're dragging yourself into hell without trying. If you really care about your friend, you would let him be happy. Lucifer told her. Sam just growls, and Lucifer shakes her head. You know what? I'm not going to bother anymore. Danny, I'm really sorry about this, but I have to do this. Lucifer said. Do what? Danny asked. Lucifer walks up to Sam and stabs her hand into her chest. Both Sam and Danny gasps as Sam looks down. She could see that a red portal appears in her chest and Lucifer's hand was inside it. Samantha Manson. From this day forward, you will never be the same. Should your jealousy surface at any time, you will feel the pain of your heartbreak. The more you focus on it, the stronger it will become. I normally don't do this, but let me give you a warning. If you let it get too high, it will kill you. She said before pulling her hand out. Sam fell to the ground and felt her chest. And you're just going to let her? She yelled at Danny. Danny just looks at Lucifer, who just sighs. I might not agree to it, but I already have a feeling I wouldn't stop if I try. She is the queen of hell, after all. Danny said. Danny. Sam shouted. Look, Sam, it's clear that you have been digging yourself in a hole, and just keep digging deeper. Sam, I didn't become friends with you because you should keep others away. You're better than this, but it's clear that you want to have control. That's something your parents do. Danny said. Sam looked surprised at that. I'm not my parents. Sam shouted. Am I? She whispers afterward. Then overcome your sins, Lucifer said. Sam didn't say anything, and Lucifer sighs. Come on, Danny. She needs some time alone. She said. Danny sighs and faces Sam. Sam, I don't want our friendship to end, but I didn't become your friend because of what you are. I become your friend because of who you are. Danny said before following Lucifer. Sam just sat there, not believing what just happened. She saw Danny favoring Lucifer over her and letting her get away with the things she was doing. She felt her heart hurt and grabs it. She ignores the pain and stood up. She sighs and headed back inside. So, young Daniel is in a relationship with the devil? And Ms. Manson is trying to break them up? Vlad was watching them from the air in his ghost form and started to think. Sounds like Ms. Manson might prove more useful than I thought, Vlad smirks. So this is Casper High. Pandemonica stood in front of the school that Danny goes to and yawns. She understood that Danny has to take care of school for most of the week before he could visit them and make her coffee. After hearing what Justice went through during her visit, Pandemonica decides to see the school for herself. She yawns and enters the school. She walks around and took her clipboard out. Let's see, hell, hell, heaven, hell, heaven, heaven, redeem, hell, she said as she passed each student. Pan. She looks from her clipboard and saw Danny, along with his friend Tucker. Redeem and heaven. She marked. Pan, what are you doing here? Danny asked her. Just checking out this school you go to. I seen a lot of people going to hell. She said. Pandemonica then reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small bag. You brought some Hellfire coffee beans with you? Danny asked, surprise. I'm so tired. Pandemonica yawns. Danny sighs and took the bag. Better see if I can use the teacher's log, Danny said, sighing. Hellfire coffee beans? Tucker asked. Coffee beans from hell. I had to get them from a creature that had a coffee bean plant on its head. Danny said. you even had a cup. Pandemonica reminds him. And I am never touching another cup, Danny said, still remember how it affected him. Let me get this straight, Mr. Fenton. You want to use the teacher logo to make a cup of coffee? Mr. Lancer asked. It's not for me, Mr. Lancer. It for Pan. Danny explains. Pan? He asked with a raised eyebrow. Me. I let him call me that because he can't say my full name. Pandemonica spoke up before writing on her clipboard. Redeem, but is falling into hell. She said, thinking. Pan is one of the demon girls that I brought back with me. She pretty much tells where people are heading for when their lives come to an end. Danny said as he made the coffee. You're marked on the redeem list because you do truly care about your students, however, favoring the A-listers over everything is marking you as being sent to hell, Pandemonica added. Mr. Lancer looked surprised as Danny saw the cup was ready. He grabs it and hands it to Pandemonica. She took the cup and took a sip. Like many times before, her horns grew longer and looked to have a peaceful look on her face before her other side shined through. Ah, good stuff. Still not perfect, but you're getting there. She said, smirking. So, no broken fingers? Danny asked. She nods and took another sip. Broken fingers? Mr. Lancer asked. Pan is a demon and they are known to cause pain to people. For Pan, if I mess up her coffee, she breaks my fingers. Danny said. We decided to cut back on his punishments because he was worried about us getting sent back to hell. Besides, we like it here. Pandemonica added. And I have to keep Cerberus from corrupting people. Still can't believe that they try to corrupt some kids. Danny said before groaning. Lucky you and Judgement stops them, Pandemonica said. Danny sighs, and Pandemonica smirks. They even go on about wanting to have puppies with you. She added. Pan. Danny shouted blushing. Mr. Lancer looks confused, but either of them bothers to explain. Pandemonica took another sip of her coffee and started to leave the room. Mr. Lancer, may I be excused from class? Now that Pan has had her coffee, I would like to make sure she doesn't hit anyone. Danny asked his teacher. What do you mean? Mr. Lancer asked. Pan has two titles. The Tired Demon and the SDST Demon. Danny said. Mr. Lancer blinks in surprise. ASDST. Very well, since you know her the best, I'll let you. He said. Pandemonica walks around the school, checking off more people on her clipboard and taking sips of her coffee. She was then bumped into and drops her coffee. She gasps in shock and heard a burst of laughter. Sorry about that. How about I get you another one? She turns and saw Paulina and Dash, whose arm was in a cast. She took out her clipboard and marks them down. Hell and hell. Special punishment. She wrote. Dash reaches over and takes it from her and looks at it. What's with the heaven, hell stuff? He asked. Pandemonica started growl dangerously. It was one thing to make her spill her coffee, and it was another to take her clipboard. Paulina notices her growl and scoff. Please, like that going to scare us? She said. Oh, that was just a warning. If you don't give me my clipboard, then you won't like what I'll do to you. Pandemonica warns. Dash just smirks and tears one of the paper off and hands it to Paulina, who rips it in half. Whoops. She said, faking a hurt. Now Pandemonica was really mad. She was ready to hurt them badly. Before she could do anything, her clipboard was snatched from Dash's hand and held in front of her. She blinks and saw that Danny was holding it. Don't let them get to you. They're just stupid jerks. He said. What did you say? Dash shouted, ready to beat him up. Don't bother Dash. You and Paulina make a mistake. Pan here is a demon, just like Justice. Danny said before noticing the spilled coffee. Please tell me they didn't, Danny asked Pandamonica. They did. She confirms. Danny sighs, he accidentally made Pandamonica spill her coffee, and she was upset with him for the rest of the day. He lucks out because Pandamonica didn't take a slip before it happened, and she warns him that she wouldn't be so forgiving if she had it. What's with you? Dash asked. Danny just sighs and picks up the cup. He checks it for cracks and found none. Pan warned me that you must never make her spill her coffee, especially if she just had it. She might agree to keep her promise of not hurting anyone, but when it comes to her coffee then you better start running. Danny said. Running? From her? Paulina asked. Paulina, she's a demon. Demons are not something you want to mess with. Danny reminds her. What can she do? She's just a girl. Dash said, not believing him. Did you forget what Modius did to your arm? Or how Lucifer got Mr. Lancer to turn my detention into yours? Danny asked him. Which you need to pay for. Dash said and reaches for Danny. However, Pandamonica grabs one of his fingers and pulls it back, making him cry out in pain, and tries to pull away from her. Touch Danny again, and I will break not just your fingers. She warns him, and lets go. And since Modius already broke your arm, I will spare your fingers, this time. She added before turning to Paulina. You, on the other hand. She said, smirking. Oh, boy, Danny said, knowing that smirk. Paulina just looks Pandamonica, not liking the smirk. And what is with the stupid look? She asked. Paulina, I'm telling you this for your own good. Run, now, Danny said. And why should I? Paulina asked. Because sweetie, when I have my coffee, I'm a SDST and I just love to hear your cries of pain, Pandamonica said. ASDST. Paulina shouted, backing away. You better run because I have lots of plans to hurt you, and I will enjoy every moment of it, Pandamonica said. Paulina started to back away more and looking to Dash to protect her, but he was already running down the hall. Dash! Get back here! She shouted and ran after him. Pandamonica just smirks, and Danny sighs. He looks at the cup and then back at Pandamonica. Do you want me to get you another cup? He asked her. Please. She said and hands him another bag. After making another cup and Pandamonica remaking her list, she joins Danny and his friends during lunch. Sam just glares at her before feeling her heart hurt. Tucker just blinked in surprise at how different Pandamonica was after having her coffee. Wow, you were nothing like this morning. He said. Trust me, it was better to meet her before she had her coffee, Danny said. And she becomes a SDST when she has it? Sam asked. Yes, I do. Looking for some broken bones? She said, then smirks. Danny said. Relax, I'm just messing. She said. Are you? Danny asked, knowing her. No. She answers. Dude, out of all the girls, I think Pan is one you should avoid, Tucker said. Danny started to say. Hear me out. I know you're friends with her, but SDST is very dangerous. What if she hurts you so bad that you'll never recover? Tucker said. Pandamonica can hear the worry in his voice and understood why he was saying that. I already agreed to cut back on the punishments on him. Plus, he heals fast, making it more fun for me to break his fingers. She said, smirking. And this is why people like you as the tired demon, Danny said, shaking his head. Pandamonica just shrugs. She then thought back to when she first met Danny. She was just doing her usual mornings in hell trying to find someone to get her coffee and found him running up to her and asking if she was okay. She explains she needed her coffee, and he offers to make her a cup. That was the first time anyone made an offer to her. After learning his secret and meeting her other self, he still wanted to be around her. She recalls hearing Azazel says that there was something about him that just brought out the lights that shine from them. Almost as if he was light that brightens their day. She recalls hearing Malina and Zdrada arguing over Danny than anything. Cerberus would go on about having puppies with him and what they would look like. Modius would always read some romance book and sometimes would change the names of the main characters to hers and Danny's. Justice would talk about how cool Danny was for using his powers to make sure that no one got hurt. Judgement would always act shy and blush when Danny was brought up at the dinner table. Lucifer even told them how Danny hugs her and how much she likes it. As for herself, she barely spends time with him. He always makes her coffee, and chat for a bit, and then helps the others. Pan. Hey Pan. Danny said, snapping her from her thoughts. Come on. Lunch is over. He said. Ah, yes. Sorry about that. She said and grabs her cup. The rest of the school day pass and Pandemonica had finished her cup again. How many of those did you have? Tucker asked. I lost count. She answers. 10, if it was anyone else, they would be on a sugar rush and crash from it. Sam said. Unless she had a decaf coffee. Tucker brought up. They turned to Danny since he was the only person to have some. Hey. Don't ask me. I was really tired, and didn't even think about it. He quickly tells them. It Hellfire coffee. It's sweet. Pandemonica said. So, sugar? Sam asked. Pandemonica just smirks before turning to Danny. Since school is over, are you heading to the apartment? She asked him. Yeah. Just let me tell my parents. Danny said. Sam blinks and was about to something, but her heart started to hurt again. Ah. Heartbreak punishment. Pandemonica said, knowing that pain well. What? Sam asked. The sigh of someone jealously gets the better of them, and they can feel it. The more jealously they feel, the greater the pain. She said. Sam looks ready to deny it but felt her heart hurt even more. And denying it makes it worse. If you want it to end, you have two options. Either let go of your jealously or let go of your life. Pandemonica told her. What? Sam shouted. Sam couldn't believe it. To end this pain, she has to let go of Danny or let go of her own life. You really are a demon. Sam shouts and stomps away. I was telling the truth, Pandemonica said to the shocked boys. Danny looks at Sam and sighs. He knew that she wouldn't take her own life, but Sam was just too stubborn to listen to reason. He finishes calling his parents, and soon he and Pandemonica heading back to the apartments as Tucker ran off to find Sam and hopefully talk some sense into her. High above, Beelzebub watches as the girl stomps away after hearing what she had to do to free herself. She then looks back at Danny and smiles. Well, I say I've seen enough. I think it time I introduce myself to him. She said, smiling. Elsewhere, Sam was walking home and her heart kept hurting. She couldn't believe what that demon suggests to her. Take her own life. There was no way in hell she was going to do that. And give up on Danny? To hell with that. Ugh, Sam said, grabbing her chest. It appears that Lucifer wasn't lying about the pain. That was so painful she could have sworn her heart just stopped. She took a breath to calm herself down and let the pain subside. Hello, Ms. Manson. Sam looks up and saw surprised to see Vlad standing over her. What do you want? She asked. Just want to talk about some demons you've been facing, Vlad smirks. Danny groans and woke up to the sound of buzzing. He sat up and rubs his head. He notices that he was in bed that wasn't his. He looks around and saw he was in some kind of bedroom, but it didn't look like one of the girls. He heard the buzzing and saw some flies flying around him and tries to wave his hand to keep them away. Come now. Let our guest get his bearings. Danny blinks as he saw a girl that had a devil tail and horns. But unlike the others, that had a black and red suit, hers was fully red and looked to have fly jewelry on it. "How are you feeling?" she asked, walking into the room. "Confused, and bit hungry," Danny said. "I understand. You took a nasty blow to the head. I'm surprised you are still alive after that," she said. "A blow to the head? Is that why his head hurts and can't remember what happened?" "Oh, my name is Beelzebub," she said before handing Danny his suit. Danny took the suit and then looks down. He could see that his shirt was gone, and he wasn't sure about his pants. Beelzebub notices his looks and smiles. "Don't worry. I didn't take off everything," she said before leaving the room. Danny blinks and sighs. This girl seems a little strange, but she was giving off a very friendly vibe. Still, she was a demon, and he knew that he needs to be careful around her. It was a bit later. Danny had his suit on and exit the room. He was surprised to find that the place looks like some kind of castle. Just where did Beelzebub bring him? He heads downstairs and saw Beelzebub waiting for him. "Ah, good. I was a bit worried you'll get lost. Welcome to my home," she said and bows a bit. "Nice place," Danny said. "Thank you. It took some time to build," she said. "Wait, you build this place?" Danny asked, shocked. I was bored and needed something to do to pass the time," Beelzebub said. Danny blinks before feeling his head hurt a bit. "Are you okay?" Beelzebub asked. "Yeah, my head must still hurt from that blow," Danny said, rubbing it. "Yes, your friend really hit you hard," Beelzebub said. "Friend?" Danny asked. "Yes, I believe her name was Sam," Beelzebub told him. "Sam?" Danny asks and then recalls what happened to him. Amity Park, 4 hours earlier. Danny enters the apartment and notices Malina and Strada arguing again. This time, Strada was actually arguing back. "I won fair and square," she shouted. "You cheated. You can't just keep using the same attack like that." Malina shouted back. "You're the cheater. You didn't give me time to attack." Strada shouted. "Then how about we take this to hell?" Malina shouted. "Fine with me." Zedrada shouted, and the two sisters burst into flame, going back to hell. "What was that all about?" Danny asked. Malina and Strada were playing one of those new games you got them. Danny almost jumps when he saw Modius next to him. Besides Azazel, Modius was very sneaky. Danny sighs and shook his head. "Which one?" he asked. "That game that let you kill your opponent if you win," Modius said. "Mortal Kombat?" Danny asked. "Yes," Modius said. Danny sighs again. He got for them because he had a feeling that girls would like it. He was right. Just about all of them, minus Azazel, love the game so much, they play it for hours on straight. He stays out of it because they would actually start to fight among themselves. He was cut from his thoughts when Cerberus jumps on him and asks him about puppies. Sam was inside Vlad's mansion and didn't even touch the tea that he gave her. Vlad knew that she was Daniel's friend and didn't trust him. But he didn't need her trust. Now, Ms. Manson. I understand that you don't like me. But I just want you to hear me out," he said, but Sam said nothing. "I know what Lucifer did to you, and while the devil powers are unknown to me, I was thinking maybe we can make it where it won't hurt you as much," Vlad said. "And what's in it for you?" Sam asked. "For once, I'm not going after Daniel's mother, or even Daniel himself. I wish to learn more about the demons that now live in Amity Park," Vlad said. "Well, you're out of luck," Sam said. "I know, but I have another idea," Vlad said, before getting up, and asking her to follow him. Sam did and soon found herself in Vlad's lab. Vlad walks over to a capsule and opens it. Sam notices that it was armor like the Fenton skeleton, but slimmer to look like the Fenton peeler that Jazz would sometimes use. "Are you going to turn me into a ghost hunter like Valere?" Sam asked. "Oh no, my dear girl. I have been keeping this armor as a backup plan in case Daniel needs a way to be a ready powerful opponent. Even I have limits of who to use or team up with," Vlad said. "And why are you showing it to me?" Sam asked. "Because, Ms. Manson. Every king needs a pawn." Vlad smirks. Sam looks ready to run, but a ghost appears behind her and quickly overshadows her. Sam tries to fight back, but the ghost took over and had her eyes glow red. Perfect. Now, remember, Daniel can't know that she is overshadowed. And be careful about that curse she has. She's no use to me if she's dead," Vlad said. "Of course, MSTR, Sam said before slipping the armor on. "Soon, Daniel and his mother will be mine," Vlad smirks. Danny sighs as he watches Lucifer bandages Malina and Zdrada after they return from hell. "You two might be sisters, but even I get tired of this bricking," Lucifer said. "She started it," Malina and Zdrada said, pointing at each other. Danny blinks. He sometimes forgets that they are sisters and they fight and argue like most siblings. He even recalls Zdrada heading over to his house to apologize to Jazz for what she did. Jazz forgave her as she did protect her. Danny was upset with her as well but did forgive her a few days later. He and Malina were still planning their date, and it was coming along. They just haven't decided where they wanted to go. "Look, Malina, Zdrada, I know you're demons and all, but can you two get along?" Danny asked them. "No," Malina said. "We used to," Zdrada said. "That was a long time ago," Malina said. "And did you forget about it?" Zdrada asked. "Of course not," Malina shouted. "What?" Danny asked. Zdrada sighs and reaches into her pocket, and pulls out an old picture before handing it to Danny. Danny looks at it and saw that it had a younger Malina and Zdrada. The sisters were standing in front of what appears to be a playground, having their arms around each other's shoulders and holding up what looks to be ice cream. The one very different thing about them is that they both were smiling. Not a frown nor a smirk, but real smiles. They both look happy. "When was this?" Danny asked. "Our first trip to Earth. I was 6, and Malina was 4, Zdrada said. "You carry that picture?" Malina asked, surprised. "Sure, it was the greatest day of our life. It was the day we got to see the Earth and be the troublemaking demon sisters we were. Before the High Prosecutor brought us back to hell," Zdrada said. "That was before justice took over," Lucifer said, remembering that day well. Malina sighs as Danny hands her the picture. She looks at the picture and gave a small smile. Danny could understand how they feel. He and Jazz used to spend time together before they grew apart. They were now reconnecting and being siblings again. They heard a knock on the door, and Cerberus started barking. "Cerberus!" Danny shouted, making them stop. "Sorry, MSTR Danny," they said. Danny sighs and went to answer the door. He opens it and was surprised to find Sam there. "Sam. What are you doing here?" he asked. "Hey, Danny, can I speak with the girls?" Sam asked. Danny raises an eyebrow, and Lucifer walks up. "What for?" she asked. "I just need to tell you all something," Sam said. Lucifer could tell something was up. Being a demon means she could tell if something was wrong. Still, she let Sam in and got the rest of the girls. They all stood in the living room and all of the girls just glare at her but did nothing. "Okay, Sam. What do you want to tell them?" Danny asked her. "Just this demon hunter," Sam said before the armor appears on her. Danny blinks before Sam pushes him away and runs towards Lucifer, ready to punch her. Justice quickly stood in her way and blocks the punch. Judgement wastes no time in punching Sam, knocking her back. Lucifer didn't know what gotten into Sam, but snapped her fingers and had her suit appear on her. Sam rushes at them again, but Danny grabs her from behind. "Sam, stop," he said. "Let go of me." Sam shouted and hit him on the side of the head. Danny was knocked into a wall and thought he heard a few of the girls shout his name as everything started to blur. The last thing he saw was a purple portal opening and a girl wearing a red suit before darkness claims him. "Now. Wait. The girls." Danny shouted. "Oh, they're fine." Though Lucy's face was priceless. Beelzebub said, laughing a bit. "So, where am I?" Danny asked. Beelzebub leads Danny outside, and he saw nothing but emptiness everywhere. "Welcome to the abyss. My home and prison," she said. "The abyss?" Danny shouted. Lucifer told him about the abyss. How it was a one-way portal to a place that said to drive people mad. And now he was there. Beelzebub notices his look and did feel bad about taking him from his home, but she still smiled. "I'm sorry about taking you from your home and family. But I was getting very lonely. When I heard how you won Lucy's heart as well as the other girls, I wanted to see how it happened. I watch you interact with girls, and I soon saw it. Before I knew it, you won my heart too," she said. Danny steps away from her. Beelzebub brought him here because she was lonely, and she was watching him. Beelzebub looks a bit sad but soon walks back up to him. "Feel free to find a way out of here. My castle is open if you want to return," she said, entering her castle. Danny blinks and looks around. He was in the abyss, the one place to say no one could escape from. "I can't believe she got out and took Danny," Lucifer shouted. They were able to force Sam away, and Lucifer started panicking when Beelzebub picks up Danny and took him into the abyss. The other girls look worried, as well. Justice and Judgement knew of the abyss as they were in charge of judging souls and demons. The others heard of it, but not Azazel. "What's the abyss?" she asked. "It a place that only really power demons are sent to. It supposes to drive anyone mad from being stuck in there for so long," Justice said. "And it's a one-way portal. At least that what I had," Judgement added. "It is," Lucifer shouted. "Lucy, calm down," Justice said. "Calm down? How can I calm down if Danny is with her of all people?" Lucifer shouted. Malina sighs and walks over to her before slapping her on the cheek, shocking all the girls. "Better?" she asked. "Thanks. I needed that," Lucifer said, rubbing her cheek. "So, we need to get Danny out of the abyss?" Azazel asks. "Easier said than done," Justice said. "But didn't that demon find a way out?" Azazel asked. "She's not a demon, Azazel. She's an abomination," Lucifer said. Azazel looks confused before Lucifer told her the full story. Danny sighs as he re-enters the castle. He found Beelzebub waiting for him, and she could see that he didn't find any way out. She did felt sad for him, but she just needs to keep him here just a little longer. "I take it you couldn't find a way out?" she asked. "I didn't even try. Lucifer told me about this place. I'm just wondering why you brought me here," Danny said. "As I said, I was lonely, but I have another reason," she said. She leads Danny to her throne room and had him sit on the throne next to her before explaining her reason. "I wasn't watching you as a stalker or a creeper. I heard of your feats in hell and how you even won over Lucifer's heart. Something that was marked impossible to do. But yet, you did it. I saw how kind and friendly you are. How you made sure to keep them happy, I was envious of that. I'm trapped here, with no one to talk to and bored out of my mind. For a place that supposes to drive someone mad, it doesn't live up to it. She said. What did you do to be sent here, anyway? Danny asked. Beelzebub leads over and whispers it into his ear. Danny's eyes widen in shock and look at her. I have spent my whole life here because of it, Beelzebub said. Danny couldn't believe it. Beelzebub's crime was so great that it got her to be sent here. From what Danny could see, she was holding a bit of regret for it. He sighs and places a hand on hers. Look, Beelzebub, right? Danny asked. You can call me Beel. She said. Right, Beel. If you wanted some compy, you could have just asked. Danny said. Like Lucy would give me someone to talk to, Beelzebub said, rolling her eyes. I know that I'm dealing with demons, and I did get to know them. I might be a bit off-putting about you taking me from my home, but you had shown me that you are far different. How about this, you promise to help me get out of here, and I'll talk to Lucifer about letting you out. Danny asked. Beelzebub looked surprised before turning back to Danny. You'll do that? She asked. I really made a deal with 8 demons and an angel. What another demon? Danny said. Beelzebub looks at Danny, still shocked before sighing. Has anyone told you that you are too nice? She asked. Once or twice, Danny said, rubbing the back of his head. Very well. You got a deal. Beelzebub said and held out her hand. Danny shooks it, and Beelzebub smiles. She seems to be slowly winning over Danny. She just had to play it cool, and soon Danny would be hers. Lucifer looks through every book she had, trying to figure out if there was a way to get Danny out. She was worried sick about him, and he was stuck with her of all people. She still doesn't know how she got out. Outside, the rest of the girls stood waiting for any news from her. Tucker and Jazz were also over after hearing what happened to Sam and how Danny was taken. How long has she been at this? Tucker asked. 5 hours. Modius said, feeling Lucifer's love for Danny. I never thought, I'll see the devil so work up, Tucker said. It's not just Lucifer who's worried, Pandemonica said. Jazz sighs and, Strata places a hand on her shoulder. Don't worry, Jazz. We'll bring your brother back. She said. Jazz nods and, Azazel started to walk away. Azazel? Where are you going? Cerberus asked. To see if my father could help. She said before heading towards her room. Her father? Tucker asked. She's an angel. Take a wild guess. Malina told him. Danny enters the dining room and saw that the table was set up for 2 people. He blinks before Beelzebub enters behind him. I'm not going to let you starve. Please sit. She said. Danny walks up to a chair and, sat down. Beelzebub sat down next to him and just looks at him. So, what are we eating? He asked, unsure. Remember when I say I was watching you? I watch every step on how to make pancakes. I've been practicing, but I had no one to taste it. Would you like to try? She asked. Danny blinks. He did find it strange that Beelzebub was watching him, but since he's stuck here, he might as well try them. Sure. He said. Great. I'll be right back. She said before kissing Danny on the cheek and rushes towards the kitchen. Danny blinks again and felt his cheek. To think he was sent to hell and had his life turn upside down again. There was something about Beelzebub that made him felt welcome. Why? Was she really that lonely? He then saw her return with 2 plates of pancakes and a bottle of chocolate syrup. Hey, Beel. Why do the girls like chocolate on their pancakes? He asked. Demons love sugar. As do I. She answers and set the plate down. Danny looks at it and saw they look normal. He picks up his fork, which looks like it was made from the abyss, and cuts a piece. He tries a piece and was surprised to taste a real pancake. How did you? Danny started to ask. I learned that I can make anything out of the abyss. Even the ingredients of a pancake. What do you think I made the castle out of? Beelzebub told him. That really shocked Danny. She made the pancake, heck, everything she has out of the abyss. He saw her pour some chocolate on her pancakes and cut it like she was eating at a dinner party that Sam hates going to. Beelzebub then hands the chocolate bottle to Danny, as she was asking if he wanted some. Danny took the bottle and poured some chocolate on his pancakes. They too ate in silence and soon finished their pancakes. Beelzebub wipes her lips with a napkin and seems to take a breath. That was good, she said. Danny could only blink. She was acting like she was one of the rich people. Maybe she was before she got banished. So, Danny, tell me about yourself. Beelzebub said, putting her hands together and leads on them with her chin. What do you want to know? Danny asked. Your hobbies, dreams, anything you feel like sharing. She said. Well, I like to play games with my friends, just hang out, and have a good time. I actually have plans to become an astronaut. Danny said. An astronaut? Really? Beelzebub asked. Danny smiles and started to tell her about his dream and how he always wanted to see what lay beyond the stars. Beelzebub notices how happy he looks and smiles. This was the Danny she wanted to know. The Danny she saw when he wasn't near the others. Even with his ghost powers, he didn't give up on his dream. Beel? Are you okay? She blinks and realizes she must have been staring at him. Yes, I'm sorry. I must have toned out everything once you start talking. She said. Yeah, my friends say I can get carried away talking about my dream, Danny said sheepishly. I, for one, find it a very nice dream. I've heard that humans can dream big, and you indeed dream big. Beelzebub said. Thanks, Danny said, blushing. Beelzebub was really liking him. Maybe it was time for step 2. She took off her jacket, and Danny saw she did wear a black shirt under it. Her sleeves were actually rolled up and she just smiles at him. She then got up and walks over to him. Danny blinks before she sat on his lap and put her arms around behind his shoulders. He blushes as Beelzebub leads closer towards his face. Beel? He asked nervously. Shoo. She said before leaning down and kisses him. Danny was surprised by the kiss, but it was so good that he started to kiss back, placing his hands on her back. They remained that way for 10 minutes before they broke for air. Wow, Danny said. You taste amazing. Now I know why Lucy likes you so much. Beelzebub said. Danny was still shocked by the kiss and Beelzebub just smiles. She's slowly winning him over. She leads forward and kisses him again. Danny just kisses back, not noticing a red aura glowing around them. Come on. There's got to be a way to free him. If she got out, then there must be a way. Lucifer said, pulling out every book she had. Justice notices and sighs. She too was worried about Danny, but Lucifer has been at this for another hour. She walks up and puts a hand on her shoulder. Lucifer, stop. She said. Stop. I can't. The longer Danny is in the abyss, the longer he's stuck with her. I need to get him out before she does something to him. Lucifer said. Lucifer. Justice shouted, stopping her friend from ranting. Danny is a different human being. He can take care of himself, but you need to relax. If you keep wondering like this, then you're going to look like a mess when we do get him back. Plus, I don't think Beelzebub would do anything stupid. She said. Lucifer blinks and sighs to herself. You're right. I need to keep a calm mind. She said. She snaps her fingers and all the books return to the shelves. She then stood up and dusts herself off. There you go. Now, how about you get something to eat? Even the Queen of Hell needs food. Justice said. Lucifer nods and follows Justice out of her room. Meanwhile, Jazz was in Zdrada's room and was a bit surprised to find some things she had. Okay, I know you're a demon, but I didn't expect your room to look like this. Jazz said, picking up a GG ball. What can I say? I may be. Zdrada said. Yeah, I got that. Jazz said and tosses the GG ball away. So, what do you want to talk about? Jazz asked. Zdrada sighs and sat down next to Jazz. She notices that Zdrada looks down and was about to ask what was wrong before Zdrada spoke. Jazz, I already apologized to you, but I still feel bad about what I did. I have a bit of a confession to making. She said. What? Jazz asked. I'm a little jealous of you and your brother, Zdrada said. Huh? She asked. You two were close when you were younger, right? You grew apart as you got older and now are reconnecting. I want to reconnect with my sister. But after that stun I pull with you, she won't even talk to me. Zdrada explains. Jazz could understand her pain. She felt bad that she was more focusing on her studies than her family. She wanted to sound like she was the normal one, but she learns that she could still be herself and be the person she wants to be. Zdrada wanted to do that with Malina. Zdrada, maybe you should do something for her that she might like. I mean, me and Danny are indeed reconnecting, but we haven't fully repaired it yet. Just don't rush it, and soon Malina would start talking again. Jazz said. Zdrada sighs. Playing Mortal Kombat was one of the ways she tries to get on her sister's good side, but that didn't work out. She seems to be talking to her a little bit after that picture she still had after all those years. Jazz looks at Zdrada before sighing. Zdrada, I got something to confess as well. Jazz said. What? She asked. When you kiss me back in hell to keep the demons off, I mean what I'm trying to say, Jazz shuddered. She facepalms and groans. Zdrada places it together and smirks. You like it, didn't you? She asked and saw Jazz blush. Jazz tries to say. Zdrada just couldn't help but laugh. Jazz's blush grew, and she faces her. Shut up. I'm not a lesbian. She shouted. Zdrada just laughs harder. Danny groans as he sat up. He looks around and saw he was in a bedroom. He blinks and saw his jacket on the floor. He still had the rest of his suit on. He blinks as he tries to remember how he got there. He remembers meeting Beelzebub, eating some pancakes, and talking about his dream. Then they started kissing and everything went blank after that. They must have gotten so in it, they moved to this bed. He looks around and didn't see Beelzebub. He got up and exited the bedroom. He notices a few flies buzzing around before feeling someone jump on his back. Hello, handsome. Danny almost jumps as he notices that Beelzebub was hanging off him. Something that Cerberus does a few times. Beel. How did we get to a bedroom? Danny asked. We were so into the kiss, we just started to move until we hit the bed. Don't worry, we didn't go too far. I didn't want to rush. She told him. Danny sighs. Yet, he got another demon to like him. He feels like he's starting a HRM of them. Beelzebub notices his looks and got off him. Danny, during that time, you told me everything about Lucy and the girls. She said. Danny blinks. He did. I might have used my powers to get you to tell me your secrets. Don't worry, you didn't revile anything embarrassing. Like your Florida birthmark. She said. Danny blinks and blushes at that. Beelzebub giggles before getting serious. However, you told me things about the others that you haven't told them. She said. Danny looks at her confused. You like every one of them, and yet, you're scared of them. She said. Danny just looks at her. Danny, you never like how Lucy put that curse on your friend. You didn't like how she forces you into having SEC when you first met. In fact, the way she wanted you to do the greeting when you see her, was something you felt forced to do. You have little problems with some of the others, but you just let them do what they want because you're scared of what they would do if you don't. Beelzebub told him. Danny tries to say. She was right. He was scared of what the girls could do to him if he goes against them. Most of all, Lucifer. She was the devil and the most powerful being next to God. Was he really letting his fear take over? Danny, I have to tell you something, Beelzebub spoke up. Danny turns to her, still confused. Me and Lucifer are rivals. Whatever she has, I want. However, during my time watching you, I could see the kind and gentle man you were raised into. I know that you're better than this. I also noticed that you took up a hero complex when you started to use your power for good. I know you won't let your friend die, but letting something like that happen because you're scared meaning that you're not being the hero you see yourself as. She said. Danny blinks. He was really letting the girls do what they want. He wasn't fully sure. Just think about it, Beelzebub said and walks away. Danny stood there, unsure of what to do. Danny sat at the table, still lost on what Beelzebub told him. Beelzebub notices how quiet he has been. She guesses that he was still trying to progress what she told him. She did feel bad about using her powers to make him tell his secrets, but she wanted to know more about him. She had no idea that Danny was keeping some things about the girls to himself. Justice, Judgement, Azazel, and Malina gave him little trouble. Pandemonica, Strata, Cerberus, and Modius were a little hard for him to please. But Lucifer was the biggest. She was the queen of hell, and he was afraid of going against her. Danny, Beelzebub spoke up, making him look at her. You can't just sit there. You have to talk to them. She said. I don't know, Danny said, looking back down. Danny, just because we are demons, doesn't mean you shouldn't face them. Sooner or later, they will do something you don't approve of. You face your demons before. Beelzebub said. Danny sighs, he knew Beelzebub was right. He did face his demons. Once because of that future and again in hell. He needs to talk to Lucifer. You're right. I need to get back to Earth and talk to Lucifer. He said. Beelzebub smiles, she could see the true Danny shine through. She stood up and walks over to him. And don't forget your promise. She said, before kissing him. I didn't, a Fenton never breaks a promise, Danny said, after breaking the kiss. Danny still didn't get why her kisses were so good. Beelzebub then walks away from him and opens a portal. I can create portals in the abyss. What Lucy told you is true. The abyss is a place where powerful demons are imprisoned, but for some reason, I can leave the abyss at will now. She said. Odd, Danny said. Well, let's go, Beelzebub said. Lucifer sat at the table, still worried about Danny. She has looked through everything and couldn't find any way to bring Danny back. She was just about to give up when a purple portal opens and Danny and Beelzebub steps out of it. Lucifer looks at Danny before rushing up to him and hugs him. Danny blinks in surprise, before returning the hug. He then heard a sniff and saw that she was crying. I thought devils never cry. He asked. You JRK, I would take your soul for having me worry like that. Lucifer said. Same old Lucy, Beelzebub said. And what are you doing here? Lucifer asked her rival. Just bringing him home, Beelzebub said before leading towards her with a smirk. And I took good care of him. She added. Why you? Lucifer growls and started to reach for her. Lucifer, stop, Danny said, surprising her. Beelzebub didn't do anything to me. Plus, we need to talk. Danny said. About? Lucifer asked. In private, Danny said. Lucifer raises an eyebrow but did lead Danny towards her room. Beelzebub stood in the living room and had to admit that the place was very nice. Well, there's a face I haven't seen in a long time. Beelzebub turns and saw Justice. The demon that beat her and took her to Lucifer. Justice, I'm surprised to see you as well. She said. How have you been? Justice asked. Oh, just being trapped in the abyss every day, Beelzebub said. And yet, you got out, Justice said. And that the oddest part. Something happened that made the abyss turn into a prison to a place I'm able to leave whenever I want. She said. Yeah, very odd. Justice agrees. While Justice was the one to beat her, Beelzebub really didn't have a grudge against her. Even as they fought, Justice just took it as some kind of fun. She even stated that Beelzebub was one of the toughest demons she ever fought and wouldn't mind a rematch with her. I heard you gave up your job, Beelzebub said. Yeah, gave it to my student. She has been doing a fine job. Justice smirks. I heard, Beelzebub said. So, where Danny? Justice asked. With Lucy. They are talking about some things. Through, knowing Lucy, she going to reject his promise. Beelzebub said. What promise? Justice asked. You want her to stay here? Lucifer shouted. She holds some regret for her crime. Plus, she was lonely. Yes, I'm not happy to be taken from my home, but at least she cares for me. Danny said. Do you have any idea what she is? Lucifer asked. No, and I don't care, Danny said. Lucifer looked surprised. He didn't know what Beelzebub was, and he doesn't care. Sounds like a demon after her own heart. But she didn't have time for those thoughts. She can't stay. She has to go back to the abyss. She said. Where she is alone all the time. Lucifer, it didn't drive her mad. She made a castle out of boredom. Heck, she even knows how to pancakes. Danny told her. Pancakes? Lucifer asks, trying to not drool at the thought. And she made me realize something else. I have been letting you get away with too many things. Danny said. Lucifer raises an eyebrow, and Danny took a breath. I'm fully aware that you and the girls are demons, minus Azazel, but you seem to be going against our deal, Danny said. Deal? Lucifer asked as the deal appears between them appear. Danny took the deal and read a part of the deal that they agree on. Under no circumstances, should you or any of the girls should harm others without reason. Killing them is forbidden. He read. And why do you bring up that? Lucifer asked. Because of what you did to Sam. Place a curse on her that could kill her is going against our deal. Danny said. She was spying on us. All I wanted to do was talk. Lucifer said. I understand that, but I've been letting you get too far with this. Lucifer, I don't really feel like your boyfriend. I feel that you force me into those things because you want to keep me to yourself. Lucifer, I don't like doing those things. Danny said. Lucifer looked shocked, and Danny continued. You forced me into SEC when we first met, and now ever since you started to live here, you have been forcing me into doing things. I really don't mind the greeting, but we're not a married couple. I know you're the queen of hell, but this isn't hell. This my town, so you need to follow my rules. Danny shouted. Lucifer could see that Danny was serious. At first, she thought Beelzebub had him under some kind of demonic spell, but she could see that his soul wasn't touched. He sighs and knew there one way to get her to agree. Think of it like this. If she stays here, you can keep an eye on Beelzebub. He said. Lucifer sighs and remembers why Danny was so stubborn. She loves Danny, and she wanted him to be happy. She didn't like it, but she sighs. Fine. She can stay. But I can't undo the curse. Sam must overcome it herself. Though, the way she was acting when she attacked us was very strange. Lucifer said. Yeah. Danny agrees. He then sighs and stood up. I better let the others know I'm back. He said. Danny, wait, Lucifer said, making him stop. Yes. He asked. Lucifer walks up and kisses him. Danny blinks in surprise before Lucifer broke it. Welcome home. She said. Danny could felt Modius trying to squeeze the life out of him, and Malina pulls her off. I'm happy to see you too, Modius. But you kept loving me that hard, then yes, I could die again. Danny said, getting his breath back. Glad to see you, awesome bro. Justice said, and they share a fist bump. Same here, awesome demon. Danny smiles. Judgement then walks up and surprises Danny with a kiss on the cheek. Welcome back. She blushes and walks away. Danny blinks before Zdrada places an arm around his shoulders. Old Judgy over there was worry sick about you. She said. And you weren't? Danny asked. Are you kidding? I know you're a tough dude, and I was right, you are starting a HRM. I'm in. Zdrada said. Danny sighs, knowing he couldn't stop her. She was a lot harder to convince than Lucifer. Malina then walks up and pulls her sister away. Danny remembers their upcoming date and knew they still need to pick a place to go to. Hey, Malina. Is our date still on? Danny asked. Yeah. I had to postpone it, but it's still on. She said, wearing her usual frown. Danny sighs and heard a whine. He looks down and saw Cerberus on their knees, acting like a worried puppy. Danny sighs and pats the middle girl's head. All three smiles and jumps on him, knocking him down. Justice and Judgement help him get the girls off as Pandemonica offers him a hand. Danny took it and was helped to his feet. Azazel walks up, looking a little nervous. Azazel? Are you okay? He asked. Yeah, just happy to you're back. She said. Azazel turns to Modius, who nodded back at her. Azazel reaches up and kisses Danny's cheek. Danny blinks. Again. Just about every girl had kissed him in some form. Justice, Malina, Zdrada, and Pandemonica were the only ones that haven't kissed him so far. Maybe Zdrada was right. Maybe he was starting a HRM. Okay, Beal. I have agreed to let you stay out of the abyss. But if I catch you doing anything I don't approve of, I will drag yours back to the abyss myself and lock you in that castle you made. Lucifer said. Trust me, Lucy, I wouldn't dream of it, Beelzebub smirks. Lucifer just growls and faces away from her. Danny sighs and steps up to them. Okay, play nice you two. He said. We're demons, we don't play nice, Beelzebub said. That's what I'm afraid of, Danny said, getting the rest of the girls to laugh. Deep inside a very old building, a man sat in a chair reading a book about unlocking the demons inside themselves. He then heard a door open and saw one of the skeleton guards walk in. My liege. It said bowing. Your report. The man asked. The boy had returned from the abyss, but he still hasn't unlocked the demon inside him. It said. DMNIT. The man shouted as he threw the book away. First, hell fails, and now the abyss. How could the boy not unlock the demon inside him? He said, frustrated. The boy must be strong than we thought. The skeleton said. Agree. I might not have a choice. Did you get it? The man said. I did. The skeleton said, and hands him a red crystal. Excellent. The man said and took the crystal. It gave off a red growl, that shows the man's red eyes that appear to glow with power. Beelzebub awoke and looked around her new room. It was red and black like the rest and full of many fly items. She got out of bed and put her suit on. She then made sure that she was ready to face the day. She smiles and exits her room. She walks downstairs and saw Azazel. "Morning," she said. Azazel looks up and saw her. Then with speed, unlike anyone she knew, appears in front of her. Beelzebub blinks. She was fast for an angel. "Is it true that this isn't your real look?" she asked, holding her notepad up. Before she could answer, Pandemonica walks in and pushes her away. "Come on, Pandemonica. I was just asking a question." Azazel whines. Beelzebub blinks again and shrugs. She enters the kitchen and saw Lucifer making pancakes. "Morning, Lucy." She smirks. "Beel," Lucifer said. "So, are you the mother?" Beelzebub asked, still smirking. "No. I'm still the queen of hell," Lucifer told her. "And, yet, you're being a mother to the rest of the girls," Beelzebub said again. Lucifer ignores her and grabs all the plates she made. "Make your own," she said and walks out of the kitchen. Beelzebub just rolls her eyes and took off her jacket. She took out her napkin and wipes both her hands and forehead before putting it away. She grabs a spare apron and started to make her own pancakes. After all the girls ate, Beelzebub decides to take a walk around the town to familiarize herself with the new area. However, she wasn't alone. "Nice of you to join me, Lucy," she said. "Only so I can keep an eye on you," Lucifer said, not trusting her one bit. "Whatever you say," she said. "Just what is she up to?" "When I banished her, she told me that she'll come back for her revenge. But she acts as if she forgot it," Lucifer thought, confused. She also wondered why she even took Danny. Beelzebub didn't seem like the kind to just take something and never give it back. Did she really do something to Danny? Another new face. The two stop and notices Baxter walking up to them. Lucifer saw that his cast was off, meaning that his arm is almost fully healed. Dash walks up to Beelzebub and smirks. "Hey there. Where are you going?" Dash smirks. Lucifer sighs. He always forgets that they are demons. His soul was heading for hell, and the chance to redeem himself was low. Beelzebub knew who this was, thanks to Danny. She looks back at Lucifer and saw that she wasn't impressed. She turns back and smiles. "Just walking around town. I just move in and want to familiarize myself with the town. Lucy was kind enough to give me a tour," Beelzebub said. "Lucy?" Dash asked. "Yes, that's what I call Lucifer," Beelzebub said as the devil herself steps up. "And don't waste your time. You're only hitting on us because of our looks," she said. "Indeed. So, I'm good with a tour guild," Beelzebub said. "Are you sure?" Dash asked, not giving up. "Get over it. Even if you did get set to hell, you wouldn't last a day. We all know about your life," Lucifer told him. "As do I, Danny told me all about you," Beelzebub said. "Come on. Why would you two hang out with a freak like Fenton? He's a nobody," Dash asked, upset. "A nobody that won the heart of the devil," Lucifer growls. "Not mention my heart as well," Beelzebub added. "What? You can't be serious," Dash said. "He never gives up, does he?" Beelzebub asked. "Nope. He has this little world that popular people get the best things, and the freaks get the worst things. And me and the others are the best things," Lucifer said. "And Danny's the worst thing. I know you like to have the best things yourself, Lucy." But even you can see the goodness in others. Beelzebub said. Lucifer knew what she meant. They were rivals, and they know much about each other. They both also knew there was more to Danny. Come on you two. Hang out with a real man. Dash said, putting his arms around them. Both Lucifer and Beelzebub look at each other before they punch him in the stomach. Dash gasps for breath and fell to his knees. A real man? We don't see one. Lucifer said. So, get lost, Beelzebub added and kicks his butt. Dash was sent flying headfirst into a trash can, making people laugh. The two rivals just look at each other and then started to walk away. It was a bit later that they reached the nasty burger, and headed inside. Lucifer has been here a few times and saw someone she knew well. Valerie. She said, making the girl turn. Lucifer? She asked. Lucifer knew very well that she was the Red Huntress, and she was hunting Danny over a misunderstanding. Danny has tried to explain that it was an accident to her but she refuses to listen. Lucifer could tell that her life had turned around, but she saw it was for the worst. Blaming the ghosts for her troubles. Pandemonica has said that she made the redeem list, but she was going to head to hell if she keeps blaming ghosts for her troubles. So, what brings you here? Valerie asked. Keeping an eye on her, Lucifer said, pointing to Beelzebub. And who is she? Valerie asked. Beelzebub, my rival, Lucifer said. So, she's a demon too? Valerie asked. Oh, she much worse than a demon, even worse she also fell for Danny. Lucifer added. Valerie did hear that the new girls all had a thing for Danny. While some did make it clear they liked Danny, others were too shy or had yet to make a move. She was also aware that Sam wasn't too happy about it. Valerie was worried about Danny being with so many demons, but he seems to be okay. Most of the time. Do you still have feelings for him? Lucifer asked. Lucifer knew that Valerie and Danny dated for a while, but she broke it off before it could go anywhere, leaving Danny heartbroken for a few days. Yeah, but I want him to be happy, Valerie said. Lucifer nodded. It was one of the few things that earned her the spot on the redeem list. Beelzebub then turns back to the two and walks up to them. Why is just about everything here starts with the name Nasty? She asked. Right. To tell you the truth, this pace was supposed to be called the Tasty Burger, but someone replaces the T with an N, and the name just stuck ever since, Valerie said. Beelzebub just looks at Lucifer, who just shrugs. I'm Valerie. She said, holding out her hand. Beelzebub, but you can call me Beel if you wish, Beelzebub said and shook her hand. I see you like flies, Valerie said, noticing the fly jewelry on her. Oh. Well, you can say that. Beelzebub said. Flies. Gross. All three turns and saw Paulina close by. Lucifer growls. She knew who Paulina was and how she saw herself above everyone. Lucifer also knew she wouldn't last 1 minute in hell. Why would you take interest in something that flying around you and lands in your food? She asked. Back off Paulina. She can have her own interest. Valerie said. Like you. Geez, we get some new girls that seem to have a bit of fashion, and yet, they hang around a freak like Fenton. Danny is not a freak. I got a chance to know the real him and regretted ever bullying him. Valerie said. Lucifer remembers that Valerie was once part of the A-listers until her father lost his job and money became tight. She was kicked out, and Danny decides to be there for her after a bad start. Please, Gray. You've been defending Fenton and his band since you left the A-listers. Paulina said. 1. You kicked me out. 2. They were better friends than you would ever be. Valerie said. Whatever, Paulina said and walks out. Why I even follow her rules was beyond me, Valerie said. Beelzebub could easily tell she didn't like that girl. After making sure no one was watching. She snaps her fingers, and a few seconds later, they heard Paulina screams and running from a group of flies. Lucifer turns to Beelzebub, knowing she was the one that did that. Still, being chased by flies was kind of funny. The two returned to the apartment, where they saw Danny talking to Malina about their upcoming date. They both stop and notice them. Lucifer, Beelzebub? Danny asked. So, how was the tour? Malina asked. Surprisingly, good, Lucifer said. Yeah, no trouble, Beelzebub said before heading upstairs. Danny watches her and heard Lucifer sighs. Still don't trust her? Danny asked her. No, but I can see that she's not the same person I met all those years ago, Lucifer said. Look, just give her a chance. If she truly has indeed changed, then you don't have to worry anymore. Everyone deserves a second chance. Danny said. Lucifer sighs and headed for the kitchen. Danny sighs as well. He knew that Lucifer and Beelzebub had a history, and he was hoping they could work it out. Malina walks up and places a hand on his shoulder. We're demons, Danny. We can be very stubborn. Most demons don't even get along. She told him. Danny sighs again and looks at the kitchen and then towards Beelzebub's room. Most of the girls seem to get along, but those two were going to take a lot of work. Beelzebub enters her room and quickly opens a portal to the abyss. She felt its energy and started to feel better. She was trapped in there for so long she has gotten used to its energy. She was happy to be out, but it was clear that she couldn't survive without it. She was hoping that the longer she was out, the less she'll need. She also remembers what she said when she was first banished to the abyss. She declared her revenge and promised to get it someday. But over the years, she started to lose it. The abyss started to become her home, and her revenge started to slowly fade from her mind. She started to take up this form, and before she knew it, she was a completely different person. Then she discovers that the portal has weakened, both to hers and Lucifer's confusion. They both did agree to look into it. She heard a knock on the door and closes the portal. She opens it and saw Lucifer standing there. Lucy? What brings you up here? She asked. Look, Beel. I don't like you. I still don't trust you, but I'm giving you a chance. Don't make me regret it. She said. Beelzebub sighs. I get it. I still remember what I said. But Lucy, I gave up on it. Even if I was able to get out, it would be long before I knew about Danny. Azazel said something about releasing the light inside of us. Even as he was staying in the abyss with me, he was this ray of light that made me feel happy. I know you felt it too. Beelzebub said. Lucifer sighs. She knew what Beelzebub meant. She could feel it too. Hearing all those feats back in hell made her wonder about the things he could do. After getting his picture, she saw how cute he was, and before she knew it, she had fallen in love with him. When they finally met, she was unable to stop herself. She had SEC with him because she wanted him. And when they started to live in Amity Park, she just became a different person. A ray of light that makes her happy. That does sound right. I also heard you took a liking to Azazel, Beelzebub added. She was sent to hell by the other angels, saying that she wanted to prove herself. However, Danny feels they did that to get rid of her. Being a former angel myself, I'm just making sure she's at home. Lucifer said. So, you are a mother, Beelzebub smirks. Shut up, Lucifer said, facing away from her. Beelzebub just kept smirking, and Lucifer sighs. Dinner will be ready in a few hours, she said, and walks away. Beelzebub's smirk turns into a smile and nods. Okay, see you then, Lucifer, she calls out. Lucifer stops for a second before continuing walking. Beelzebub kept smiling and shuts her door. Either girl notices Danny floating above them, invisible. He smiles and could see they were at least trying. So alright folks, that's all for today. Stay tuned for part 3. Do subscribe, like and share for more such videos. Also check out the story and Phantom Fan 21 on FANFICTIONnet. Press the bell icon to be notified first on release. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.